What is a project? There are a number of characteristics that are specific to projects that affect how we should deal with them. We can look at a range of project management textbooks and be presented with a different definition of a project in each one. Some definitions are brief and address a single key aspect of projects. Others are more detailed and identify a number of aspects. This range of definitions provide different perspectives about projects and help us to understand some of the intricate features that belong to projects. Here I want to identify and explain the key features of projects and aspects of management that help to organize them. Possibly the most recognized feature is that a project has a specific start and time. The project undertaking or set of activities needed to complete the project must be completed by a defined deadline. At this point in time, the project must be handed over to a customer or user who will then realize the benefits defined as the purpose for the project. A change in the status quo suggests that after completion of the project, there will be an enhanced ability to provide a product or service. It is important that the benefits defined as the purpose of a project are achieved. As well as the limitations of timescales, there will be limitations to the resources and funds available to the project. Achievement of the project benefits must be balanced with its cost and the availability of personnel, materials, and other resources needed to complete the project within the project timescale. The balancing of timescale, cost, and resource availability to deliver the project specification represents a significant challenge for a project manager. As well as time, cost, and resources, there may be additional constraints imposed on a project. These might include defined requirements for security and safety. It is important to identify any specific constraints early in project development. The most significant feature of a project that affects the management approach is that every project is unique or contains some unique features. This means that there are at least some important aspects of a project that we have never done before. These aspects may have been done elsewhere by others, but not within our current situation. This uniqueness raises the demands on project management because it introduces uncertainty and risk that must be addressed throughout the project. You may wish to think about how it feels when you are undertaking something new. Maybe as a baby learning to walk, as a youngster learning to balance a two-wheeled bicycle, or later in life driving a car. You may have other learning experiences that reveal the difficulties of a new activity. Perhaps undertaking this program of study presents some of these features. Importantly, every project has some uniqueness that presents difficulties for management of the work within the constraints already discussed here. So, to help with these management difficulties, here are some suggestions to help focus management when dealing with projects. The majority of managed projects involve people whose involvement in the project needs to be organized. Without such organization, project work becomes improvised or made up as it goes along, and as such loses any ability to be controlled to successful completion. Even projects involving just two participants need to be coordinated through some formal process. It is important to note here that this organizing needs to be effective, i.e. the emphasis is on good output rather than being fast or inexpensive. Dealing with people in an effective way is a significant challenge for a project manager that requires development of leadership abilities. As well as working effectively with groups of people, a project manager needs to recognize that the project itself has a number of objectives or goals that must be balanced and achieved. Sometimes the objectives appear to conflict with each other, and we must investigate how these different requirements can be navigated to produce a coherent outcome for the project. The focus here must be to deliver a successful project. The management and organizing actions must focus on project success throughout in order to maximize this achievement. To achieve a successfully completed project, the requirements for this success must be clearly defined at the start of the project. If this is not provided as part of the project brief, management effort must be invested to identify and clearly define the project objectives before commencement of the work needed to complete the project. Important aspects specific to a project that present challenges for management introduce uncertainty and risk, as well as the need to balance constraints such as time, cost, and resource availability in order to complete a project successfully. These challenges are compounded by the involvement of people who have their own needs as well as being part of a project team.